Good afternoon to those listening. It's March 10th, 2026, 4:26 p.m. 4:26 p.m. And this is Bible changes, uh, impossible Bible changes, bad English, bad grammar, bad punctuation in Luke's chapter 5, 6, and 7. We went through 5 and 6, I believe, in earlier videos, but I'm going to update because there's some things I saw recently that I didn't have before. Verse 2, and saw two ships standing by the lake. I guess ships have legs now. But the fishermen were gone out of them and were washing their nets. Washing their nets. And then we got ships and verse 3, which was Simon's, and prayed him that he would thrust out a little from the land. That's just weird. Why would you need to thrust out your ship a little from the land? Here was a new one that I saw. So verse 4 now says, now when he had left speaking, he said unto Simon, launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a draught. And in verse 6, and when they had this done, they enclosed a great multitude of fishes, supposed to be fish, and their net brake, supposed to be broke. Seems like I just did this, but And now they have partners, verse 7, and they beckoned unto the partners, and then ship and ships. Verse 8, when Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees. Jesus' knees instead of his feet. And then 9 is, for he was astonished at all that were with him at the draught of the fishes, which they had taken. Draught is supposed to be like the inner part of a ship, the deep down inner part of the ship. Partners again. In verse 10, and Jesus said unto Simon, fear not, from henceforth thou shalt catch men. And it used to be, you shall be fishers of men. And then we got in verse 12, a man full of leprosy, who seeing Jesus fell on his face and besought him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. So he's saying he cannot make him clean. That was weird. Why would he go to Jesus if he wanted to be healed, but then you can't make me clean? Verse 17, we have that there were Pharisees and doctors of the law. And in 19, it says, this is talking about the man who was palsy, and they tried to get him through the crowd, but they couldn't, so they lowered him down through a roof. So they went upon the house top and let him down through the tiling with his couch. So he had a bed, but now he has a couch here in this one. In verse 20, and when he saw their faith, he said unto him, man, thy sins are forgiven thee. We got now an emoji in verse 24. We have a couch again. Take up thy couch. Boy, that would have been heavy. Instead of his bed. Matthew was turned, is now Levi. Yeah, we went through this one, but I think this one's okay. Verses 34 and 35. And then we had, of course, the first 37, which is the wineskins now turned into bottles. And then 39 is no man also having drunk old wine straightway. Has that something changed recently? No man also having drunk old wine straightway desireth new, for he saith the old is better. Chapter 6, now we got verse 1, it came to pass on the second Sabbath after the first, which I was discussing this with somebody. There was supposed to be, a Sabbath would be, second Sabbath would have been another whole week. But this, I believe, happened on the same day. And I'll show you the other parts. So he went through the cornfields, and his disciples plucked the ears of corn. It used to be wheat or grain. Did eat, rubbing them in their hands. You can't rub ears of corn in your hands. But then it came to pass on another Sabbath that he entered in the synagogue, and then it's when he healed the man with the withered hand. But I could have sworn, at least that's what I thought, that it was on the same day. So in the Chosen, it shows the way around, that he healed the man with the withered hand first, then they went through the fields and ate the wheat. Verse 11, and they were filled with madness. And then 19, and the whole multitude sought to touch him, for there went virtue out of him. It's supposed to be power went out of him, not virtue. And then here's this kind of weird. Verse 21, blessed are ye that hunger now. I think now has been added. For ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, when they shall separate you from their company. And then we got all these here. Woe unto you that are rich, exclamation point. And then the very next word is a lowercase f, the word for, same in all of these. Exclamation point, and then it's supposed to start with a capital letter for the next word, and it doesn't. So there's those. Verse 30, give every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. Don't take away my goods again. Verse 35, but love ye your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great. For he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Verse 39, can the blind lead the blind? Shall they not both fall into the ditch? Used to be pit. I could have sworn I'd done this video just recently. Verse 44, for every tree is known by his own fruit. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor of a bramble bush. Bramble bush? I'm going to have to do a separate video for Luke 7. Maybe I'll do a couple more chapters and then put them together. 48 is, he is like a man which built an house. Should be built a house. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house. Stream? Thought it was like the raging waters or something like that. And now we got vehemently. And 49, but he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that is like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth. Now it's earth instead of, what was it before? Oh, I can't remember now, because the other one was sand. Built it on the sand. And this one was built on the rock. I can't remember now. Foundation. Against which the stream did beat vehemently. Again with that. All right, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some more of Bible changes in Luke. God bless.